The serene beauty of Kashmir, a land often dubbed paradise on earth, was shattered on April 22, 2025. Militants stormed a popular tourist spot in Pahalgam, killing 26 innocent civilians. The attack sent shockwaves through India and reignited the flames of the long-standing conflict with Pakistan. The picturesque valley, known for its snow-capped mountains and pristine lakes, became a scene of carnage, a grim reminder of the volatile situation that has plagued the region for decades. This latest attack in Kashmir is not an isolated incident. It represents a dangerous escalation in the already fraught relationship between India and Pakistan. The attack is a stark reminder of the deep-seated tensions and the potential for these tensions to erupt into a full-blown conflict. The world watches with bated breath, hoping that diplomacy and reason will prevail. The immediate aftermath of the attack saw a flurry of diplomatic activity, with both sides trading accusations and counter-accusations. India wasted no time in pointing the finger at Pakistan, holding its neighbor responsible for harboring and supporting the militants. Pakistan, in turn, vehemently denied any involvement in the attack, calling for a neutral investigation into the incident. The war of words escalated quickly, with both sides recalling diplomats and suspending trade agreements. As tensions continue to simmer, the international community is deeply concerned about the potential for a wider conflict between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The United States, China, and other world powers have called for restraint and urged both sides to engage in dialogue to de-escalate the situation. However, the path to peace remains fraught with challenges, and the shadow of violence continues to loom large over the region. India, fueled by public outrage over the attack, has vowed to take decisive action against those responsible. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, facing immense domestic pressure, declared that India would pursue the perpetrators to the ends of the earth. His strong words reflect the sentiment of a nation still reeling from the loss of innocent lives and determined to send a clear message that such acts of terrorism will not go unpunished. The Indian government has launched a full-scale investigation into the attack and has promised to bring the perpetrators to justice. Pakistan, on the other hand, has warned India against any military adventurism, asserting that it would respond with full force to any aggression. Pakistan's Information Minister, Ataullah Tarar, went a step further, claiming to have credible intelligence of an impending Indian military strike within 24 to 36 hours. He accused India of using the attack as a pretext for military action against Pakistan. The Pakistani military has been put on high alert, and the country's airspace has been partially closed. The situation remains extremely tense, with both sides reinforcing their positions along the line of control that divides the disputed region of Kashmir. There have been reports of cross-border shelling and gunfire exchange, raising fears of a larger conflict. The memories of past wars between India and Pakistan, particularly the 4 wars fought over Kashmir, weigh heavily on the minds of people on both sides of the border. While India and Pakistan remain locked in this dangerous standoff, the international community is making frantic efforts to prevent the situation from spiraling out of control. The United States, China, and other world powers have called for restraint and urged both sides to engage in dialogue to de-escalate the situation. However, the path to peace remains fraught with challenges, and the shadow of violence continues to loom large over the region. The gravity of the situation has not gone unnoticed on the global stage. The United States, through Secretary of State Marco Rubio, has expressed deep concern and urged both India and Pakistan to exercise restraint. Rubio announced his intention to engage in direct talks with the foreign ministers of both countries, underscoring the urgency of the situation. The United States, recognizing the potential for a regional conflagration, has thrown its diplomatic weight behind efforts to de-escalate the situation. China, too, has added its voice to the chorus calling for calm and diplomacy. As a neighbor to both India and Pakistan, China has a vested interest in regional stability and has urged both sides to resolve their differences through dialogue. China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson emphasized the need for a peaceful resolution, highlighting the importance of dialogue and cooperation in addressing the root causes of the conflict. Adding further weight to the international pressure, the United Nations Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, has offered to mediate between India and Pakistan. Guterres has been in contact with both Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar, urging them to choose the path of dialogue and diplomacy. The UN Security Council has also expressed deep concern over the situation and called for restraint from both sides. Despite the international pressure and diplomatic efforts, the situation on the ground remains volatile. The threat of a military escalation is very real, and any miscalculation or misstep could have disastrous consequences for the region and the world. The international community continues to watch with bated breath, hoping that sanity and diplomacy will prevail over the forces of conflict and division. The recent escalation of tensions between India and Pakistan is a stark reminder of the fragility of peace in the region. The Kashmir conflict, a legacy of the partition of British India in 1947, has been a source of tension and conflict for over 7 decades. The two countries have fought 4 wars, 3 of them over Kashmir, and the region remains heavily militarized. The presence of armed groups on both sides of the border further complicates the situation, making it a tinderbox that could ignite at any moment. Despite the deep-seated mistrust and animosity, finding a peaceful resolution to the Kashmir conflict is not impossible. It requires both sides to engage in a sustained and sincere dialogue, putting aside their historical baggage and focusing on finding common ground. The international community has a crucial role to play in facilitating this dialogue and creating a conducive environment for peace. Confidence-building measures, such as people-to-people contact, cultural exchanges, and economic cooperation, can help to bridge the divide and foster a sense of shared destiny. The alternative to dialogue is too grim to contemplate. A military conflict between India and Pakistan, both nuclear-armed nations, would have catastrophic consequences not only for the two countries, but for the entire world. The human cost would be immeasurable, and the economic and environmental repercussions would be felt for generations to come. It is therefore imperative that both sides choose the path of peace and work together to find a lasting solution to the Kashmir issue. The international community must continue to impress upon India and Pakistan the need for restraint and dialogue. The world cannot afford another war, especially not one that has the potential to escalate into a nuclear confrontation. It is time for both countries to show leadership, courage, and a genuine commitment to peace. The future of South Asia, and indeed the world, may very well depend on it.